Out there, beyond the warm reach of the sun, where even starlight struggles to hold its shape and silence stretches into eternity, a solitary traveler drifts onward through the abyss. Voyager 1, launched from Earth in 1977, was never designed for this kind of destiny. It was never meant to last nearly half a century, never intended to pierce through the edge of the solar system, and certainly never expected to speak to us from interstellar space. And yet, here it is, still alive, still whispering across a gulf so vast it defies imagination. For decades, its faint signal was little more than the voice of science, a monotonous but invaluable stream of numbers and measurements. Magnetic fields, cosmic rays, plasma densities, the quiet heartbeat of a machine enduring in the dark. It was the kind of data that reassured us because it was predictable, ordered, explainable. Voyager was still ours, still speaking the language of its creators. But then, not long ago, something shifted. A transmission arrived that broke the rhythm. Hidden in the static were structures, repeating patterns, deliberate in their spacing, terrifying in their precision. It was not random noise. It was not a glitch. It was something else. Inside NASA, the first people to see it did not smile or cheer. They did not rush to announce it to the world. They froze. Because Voyager 1 is farther from Earth than any other machine humanity has ever built. It is more than 15 billion miles away, a distance so immense its radio signal takes over 22 hours to reach us. And if something is speaking through it now, then humanity's ancient question, "Are we alone?" may have just been answered in the most unsettling way possible. To understand why this matters, we need to step back to the beginning. Voyager 1 left Earth in September 1977, during a golden era of exploration. Together with its twin, Voyager 2, it was built to seize a once-in-176 years planetary alignment. Using a series of gravitational slingshots, the spacecraft could visit Jupiter, Saturn, and beyond without running out of fuel. What followed was a triumph of science. Voyager revealed Jupiter's swirling great red spot in detail never before seen, mapped Saturn's majestic rings, and unveiled moons that looked like alien worlds: volcanic Io, icy Europa, haze-wrapped Titan. These were humanity's first close-up encounters with the giants of our solar system, and they changed how we saw the universe. But the Voyager's journeys did not end at the planets. Flung outward by gravity itself, Voyager 1 began a one-way journey toward the stars. At first, few thought much of it. The spacecraft were expected to last maybe 10, 15 years at most. Their systems were primitive, their computers less powerful than a modern digital watch. Surely, they would fall silent quickly. But decade after decade, against every expectation, they endured. And then, in 2012, Voyager 1 achieved something extraordinary. It crossed the heliopause, the invisible frontier where the solar wind dies and the domain of the sun ends. Beyond this point lies true interstellar space, filled not with the particles of our solar system, but with the winds of distant stars, the raw breath of the galaxy itself. Voyager became humanity's first interstellar emissary, the first witness beyond the protective bubble of our star. It was a historic leap, though the data remained steady, even mundane. Numbers, measurements, readings, reassuringly consistent. Until recently. When its latest transmission arrived, engineers noticed something strange. Buried inside the familiar flow of telemetry were anomalies. At first, irregular but soon forming repeating patterns. Signals that didn't belong. Some brushed it off as corruption in the probe's aging memory systems. After all, Voyager is nearly 50 years old, running on less computing power than a pocket calculator. Malfunctions are expected. But this didn't behave like a malfunction. The sequences repeated too cleanly, too deliberately. It was as though Voyager's voice had been joined by something else. Communicating with Voyager is already an act of near miracle. Its transmitter is only 22 watts, less than the power of a refrigerator light bulb, yet it crosses billions of miles to reach Earth. By the time the signal arrives, it is unimaginably faint, easily lost in the noise of space itself. Only the Deep Space Network with its enormous radio dishes is capable of catching those whispers. For years, that connection was a source of comfort, a fragile thread tying us to a lone wanderer at the edge of infinity. But in 2023, comfort gave way to unease. The patterns embedded in the signal felt intentional, purposeful. Not something Voyager should have been capable of producing. Whispers began inside NASA. Some engineers suspected interference from an exotic plasma wave or cosmic ray storm, something that had imprinted itself onto the signal in ways never seen before. Others spoke of possibilities too radical to be voiced in official meetings. If Voyager's signal had been intercepted, if something had taken hold of its weak voice and begun to speak back, what then? Publicly, NASA remained calm. Press releases spoke only of anomalous telemetry under review. But behind closed doors, unease grew. Longtime engineers were suddenly cut out of private meetings. Intelligence agencies requested briefings. Classification was quietly discussed. If this was just a malfunction, why the secrecy? If it was harmless, why the silence? And then, there is the cruelest irony. Voyager carries the golden record, a copper phonograph disc etched with greetings in dozens of languages, music from across cultures, and sounds of Earth, from whale songs to the laughter of children. It is humanity's greeting card to the cosmos, a message of peace sent into eternity. We never truly expected a reply. But what if one has come, through the very machine we sent to deliver ours? What if the last transmission from Voyager is not the voice of failing circuits, but an answer? What if the patterns in its signal are not error, but acknowledgement? This is why NASA hesitates. To confirm alien contact through Voyager would ignite global speculation, fear, and hope all at once. It would reshape religion, philosophy, politics, and science in an instant. And yet, to dismiss the possibility outright feels reckless. For inside those repeating patterns may lie the first true message humanity has ever received from beyond our world. But Voyager is running out of time. Its plutonium power source is decaying. One by one, its instruments have been shut down to conserve the little energy that remains. Soon, it will fall silent forever. And that means this strange, final signal may be the last we ever hear from it. Instead of a neat scientific conclusion, Voyager may leave us with mystery, uncertainty, and dread. Was it only a dying machine gasping its last, or was it something far greater, an echo from the unknown, proof that the universe has noticed us? The thought chills even the most rational minds. For if something has heard us, what will it do with that knowledge? Every new transmission from Voyager is now met with tension. Each faint pulse could contain another fragment, another clue, or perhaps nothing at all. And each silence leaves us wondering, is Voyager truly gone, or has something else decided its voice should be silenced? The irony is almost unbearable. We sent Voyager out as an ambassador of peace, carrying greetings meant to outlast us. And now, at the end of its life, it may have become the first bridge between humanity and something beyond. Not a telescope. Not a radio signal from a distant star. But a dying machine we built with 1970s technology. Inside NASA, the panic isn't over what has already been heard. It's over what might come next. What if the next transmission is clearer? What if the patterns sharpen into language, undeniable and impossible to conceal? What if the final word from Voyager 1 is not silence, but a message that changes everything we believe about the universe, and about ourselves? Voyager 1 was never supposed to last this long. It was never supposed to escape the sun, outlive its creators, or still be speaking to us nearly 50 years later. And yet, here it is, still sending back whispers from the dark. Its last message may not be ours to interpret. It may not belong to us at all. It may belong to the universe itself. And perhaps the most terrifying thought of all is not what Voyager has already said, but that something out there has already heard us, and is simply deciding when, and how, to reply.